Hey everyone, here's a step-by-step tutorial on how to replace the front shocks and struts on your Gen 1 Toyota Tacoma. We have step-by-step directions on the website too, so you can print those out after you watch the video. The tools and parts you need are listed in the description below. Here's the shocks I'm going to install, Bilstein 6112's. I'll get into greater detail about these at the end of the video if you want to know more about them. But let's get to the install. Chock up your rear tires for safety. Then loosen the lug nuts. But don't take them all the way off yet. This is where you can jack up the front of the truck and put 6-ton jack stands underneath the frame. Then you can take the tires off. This is a picture of the old strut assembly that came with the truck. And we're going to put some PB Blaster on the 3 bolts that hold the strut assembly at the top and the bolt that holds the shock absorber into the bottom in the lower control arm. Using a 19mm socket and a breaker bar, we'll get that bottom bolt off. With a 16-inch pry bar, we can push down on the upper control arm using the spring of the strut assembly to relieve pressure at the bottom so we can get that bolt out. Having somebody else help you do this is definitely helpful. When you take the bolt out, just remember which direction it went in with the nut facing forward. Using a 14mm socket, get those top bolts off if you can. We had trouble with this last one, always. Then the strut assembly comes out. And the new one goes in, put it into place. Get some Loctite blue thread locker, put that on the top so those 3 nuts don't come out when you're driving around. That would be bad. Tighten them loosely. I didn't torque them all the way down just yet. Then you'll want to get to work on that lower bolt. Now this is where having a couple of extra sets of hands will help you out. One person can push down on the upper control arm. The other person can work getting that bolt in. You might even need a third person to twist the strut around to get it to line up correctly. Once you get all that done, you want to torque the top bolts to 47 foot-pounds. Had a little bit of difficulty getting to that one over on the right. Probably needed to take that plastic trim off. I just had the guys doing it at the alignment shop for me. They took care of it. But in the short term, I just tightened it as hard as I could with the wrench. Here's what it looks like when it's all installed. Tighten that bottom bolt down to 61 foot-pounds. Make sure you got the orientation correct on the bolt. And this is what it looks like when it's all done. You're going to want to go get an alignment after installing these. Make sure you don't ruin your tires. That's it for the install, but if you want to learn a little bit more about the Bilstein shocks I use, then stick around. I'll talk about them now. So these are the shocks I went with. The reason why I decided to go with them was I could fine-tune adjust the height in the front of the vehicle. And for me, I needed about 0.9 inches because of the height that I got from the General Springs leaf springs I replaced in the back of the truck and the Bilstein 6112's. If you want to learn more about the rear shocks, go to the TacomaGuy.com and check out our article about that. So back to the front, I got these fully assembled with the spring and the clips set at the position I wanted it directly from a company called Shock Surplus. They put them together and mailed them out to me. That's it. If you have any questions, leave them in the comment section below. We'll do our best to answer them for you, and be sure to visit the TacomaGuy.com for more tutorials.